What would you do if somebody murdered your niece? And after that, you tried to negotiate with him, with her, to not murder again. This person says next year they're going to murder your nephew. Next year come, you don't do anything after that. You hope that they won't do anything. They murder your nephew. Now negotiate again. You don't murder any more people. And after that, they kill your son. Negotiations happens again. Nope. Next year I'm gonna kill your mom. Now this person has been not only saying they're gonna murder people in your family, they've been doing it. And also you will probably the person needs to die after the first murder, right? I mean, how long are you willing to negotiate while the person is dogmatic to continue doing what they're doing? Now this whole Iran versus US and Israel war is huge news right now, right? And these Iranians, they have been blowing people up for years, assaulting people for years. They are Islamic extremists. Anybody who is a particular faith, religion, or who has any particular philosophical view, anybody can take whatever and go to the extreme. Because there was a time in the dark ages where Catholics, professed Christians, were doing horrendous murders. Anybody can take a viewpoint and take it to whatever. If you're not balanced, for sure, you can become very eccentric. So we know that, and there's a lot of terrorists that come to America. They come to different parts of the world. Now all of them have access to bombs. A lot of them have access to guns. All these mass shooters are out here doing things, right? And if they could have the access to missiles, a lot of them don't have access to missiles. Iran's trying to get the missiles. You know how much damage that can do? They got bombs. They got guns. You don't think they want to do more damage? If somebody is willing to just go to any particular group of people and don't care who they are, because they're not a particular religious group, political group, or whatever, and just murder them, you don't think they will get, if they had the access, the resources, and the power to use missiles, that they wouldn't do it? They've already demonstrated that they're not to be reasoned with. They don't want to negotiate. They want bloodshed. They want their viewpoint, their ideas, their way on top of themselves. There's no negotiating with them. So they're going to wait because we want peace? They have already showed they don't want peace. They don't want it. They'll do whatever. They'll cut your head off. And they've been doing that for decades. Long time. Centuries. Ever since humans have existed, there's been people who've been chopping heads off. And what do? Oh, for peace sake, let's not go there. And we're not saying we want to just haphazardly start wars. My personal opinion, it's my opinion, all this. Trump not haphazardly just wanted to start wars, wants to be this crazy, chaotic guy. They have demonstrated by their verbal threats for a long time, they want death to America and Israel. And there was a time when they were doing some negotiations and it seemed like things was going well for a while, progressing, but then they just flat out say, nope, forget it. We wanted missiles. So what do you do? Right? So you gotta be proactive. You don't just wait for disaster to strike. When a particular group of people, a nation has said it multiple times, we want y'all dead. And then they're making missiles that can easily wipe us out. And then we get mad and say, what? No, Trump, I thought you were about peace. But for there to be peace, there are times that you gotta go to war. Come on. You want peace in your house? In your mind? In your marriage? You gotta go to war. And it's not always about physicality with those things. Obviously, I mean, you gotta go to war. You gotta make sacrifices. You gotta work. Put the time in. Study. Put the work in, right? That's what I mean by war, as it pertains to those things. For there to be peace, there are times we gotta go to war. That is people who are threatening the peace, who are hostile threats, and ain't gonna take the risk. Well, let us not bother them. Let's continue allow them to make their missiles. Right? And yeah, someone may say, well, they have the right to defend themselves. They have the right to have their own resources. But when they have said multiple times they want people dead, nations dead, for what? You're gonna let them make their missiles? Allow them that, and that's okay? Well, it's all right. It's all right. Until next thing you know, you see some spark in the horizon, some big old thing coming towards you, and boom, millions dead. Why do you need missiles for? All right. I mean, of course, countries in general have missiles for different reasons, for defense and all that, right? But especially a radical extremist group to have missiles, and they already got weapons. Yeah, I don't. I mean, to my knowledge, anyway, I don't know if there's any sort of push to get guns away from them, and the certain weapons that they have, not that I know of. They still got the weapons, but not what do you want missiles? Have other countries been threatening y'all to throw missiles at y'all? I don't know. I'm not too deep into politics like that. I don't know. But very interesting. My favorite book in the world has something to say about war. Ecclesiastes 3 verse. Sorry, y'all. Okay, I got it. 3 verse 8. A time to love, a time to hate. Hate evil. Hate sin. Hate wickedness. A time of war, a time of peace. So if you hate evil, if you hate lawlessness, if you hate extremists that just will murder you senselessly, you're gonna do something about it. There's a time of war and a time of peace. I like how those are right next to each other. Time of war and a time of peace, because to have peace, there are times you got to go to war. Although it's not always easy. I'm not saying in war that there's not people who have nothing to do with it, people not in them, these militaries, these military groups, innocent civilians to get killed. It's sad. It happens. And a lot of these Iranians, they're killing their own people. Killing their own people. All right? And it's sad. A lot of them probably got their own civilians locked up somewhere as hostages and all that. And then what do? Do you just, here's the innocent civilians here, but don't destroy the missiles because we got some innocent people here. What do you do then? What a choice to make. Do you risk it and not blow it up because you don't want to kill the person? And God forbid, if I was a hostage of some place where some terrorist group had some missiles and they held me hostage, and it would say, then all we gotta just kill you along with them because they're not letting you go, man. We gotta get the missile. I say, you know what? Thank you for wanting to, save my life. Obviously, you couldn't get to me. Destroy this place along with me. If that's what it means for the greater good. If that's what it means for the greater good, take my life. So, yeah, it's a very serious thing, man. Very serious situation. But sometimes you gotta do what's not always easy to do. I applaud Trump. I don't agree with every single thing he does, but for the most part, I do. A lot of what he does, what he's doing, I agree with. He's making tough decisions for peace. Tough decisions. That's necessary. Although they're gonna give him backlash and whatnot. Tough decision is needed for any person in any leadership position. So you gotta have that fortitude, man, to make those tough choices. All right, y'all. God bless you. I love you.